We're here to examine legislation titled America's Water Infrastructure Act of 2018. This is bipartisan legislation. This legislation is introduced along with Committee Ranking Member Carper, Transportation Infrastructure Subcommittee Chairman Inhofe, and Subcommittee Ranking Member Cardin. The Senate Committee of the Environment and Public Works has jurisdiction over much of our nation's water infrastructure, including locks, dams, inland waterways, irrigation and water systems, and ports. These infrastructure systems are critical to keeping America prosperous and safe from dangerous floods and contaminated water sources. This bipartisan legislation is a result of significant work and negotiations among the members of our committee, and I want to thank each and every one of the members of the committee for their efforts. The discussions are ongoing. We plan to add a bipartisan manager's amendment to the bill when we mark it up later this month in order to address a number of other outstanding issues. Water infrastructure is important to every region, to every state, to every tribe, and to every community in America. America's Water Infrastructure Act is going to support our nation's economic competitiveness by increasing water storage, by deepening nationally significant ports, by addressing aging irrigation systems, and by maintaining the navigability of inland waterways across the country. In my home state of Wyoming and across the West, water storage capacity and supply are vital to local economies. Sediment buildup behind dams severely limits water storage. Our bill is going to address this problem by directing the Bureau of Reclamation and the Army Corps of Engineers to develop sediment management plans for federal reservoirs. America's Water Infrastructure Act will also expand our nation's water storage capability by facilitating the permitting of additional reservoirs. For example, in Wyoming, the bill would approve the expansion of water storage at the Bureau of Reclamation's Fontenelle Reservoir in Lincoln County. Expanding water storage will give our farmers, ranchers, and communities a reliable supply of water in order to keep their livestock and their crops healthy. More water storage also provides an economic incentive for new businesses to grow and to create jobs throughout the nation. America's Water Infrastructure Act will also fix deteriorating irrigation systems that are vital for growing crops and for raising livestock. The legislation isn't just important for rural America. Dredging nationally significant ports and maintaining our inland waterways will enhance our growing economy. Goods and raw materials need to move from the heartland to the coast for export. The bill is designed to maintain these vital arteries of commerce. It's good for big cities and for rural communities alike. This legislation is also about health and safety. It includes provisions to repair old drinking water and wastewater systems, protecting communities from contaminated water sources. The bill will make it easier for the Army Corps to take steps to keep communities safe from flooding. It will address maintenance needs of older dams and levees that protect communities from dangerous floodwaters. Finally, this bill will create an addition to the benefit-cost ratio framework. The addition will give local stakeholders a greater role in prioritizing Army Corps projects. Under this new provision, more projects are likely to be built in small, rural, and inland states. America's Water Infrastructure Act is going to authorize or reauthorize important water infrastructure programs and projects that benefit all 50 states. So I urge my colleagues to work with me in a bipartisan way to pass this important legislation so we can create American jobs and promote our nation's prosperity, health, and safety. With that, I'd like to turn to the ranking member and co-sponsor of the legislation, Senator Carper, for his statement.